I think I agree with Anthony. I think it depends, particularly in the UK. Depends on the sector. I won't repeat what he says, but I agree with that. I do also think in different countries there is different situations. So if you take Netherlands, I think, particularly in certain sectors like offices, it will be very hard to find debt. If you go to the Nordics, Sweden is very strong, but in Denmark it's very difficult if you go outside of the centre. And most of the centre is owned by institutions, so they don't need debt. So anything small, regional, and I think it is a problem. And I think what we're seeing in the UK, we're only seeing a change in the debt situation, I would say, in the last 6 months, where the centre has got expensive, more competition amongst other lenders, and then people start drifting out to the regional areas, and we're seeing that happen now. So there's still gaps, and it just depends on where you look.
So I think that the interesting part is basically the change that have happened over the last 6 months. I think that the banks, not only in the Nordics, but most of Europe, perhaps besides Spain and Italy, there's a well-functioned core financing market. All the banks are basically pitching for the same transactions. What we have seen now, a larger amount of capital coming from the debt funds. And I think we will come closer to what we see in the US. That I think in the US only 50% of the financing of real estate comes from banks. The remaining part from capital, private equity or debt funds. And we have seen that starting in Europe, and that will continue. Just the new Basel rules or the Basel regime will make it difficult for the banks to finance construction loans, for example. But things move also. I think the expectations of yield from the debt funds has also changed over the last year. So they are more competitive.